Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on Sam's Crafty Castle, and today we are doing a fun little penguin card. We're going to do some coloring and some die cutting and pretty simple techniques honestly today, but I really like the little penguin. I think he's really cute. This little penguin is actually a digital stamp, which is why he's so giant, from Lily of the Valley. And last Christmas, they did a special thing where you could buy their Christmas release and they would give you every stamp set in their collection for free. And that was simply too good of a deal for me to pass up. So I actually have a ton of their digi stamps now. And it's been forever since I've done anything with a digital stamp, but I was working on a card that you will not see until March, I believe. And I needed to print off something from my computer for it. So, because I wanted to do a little custom greeting for it, and so I did that on my computer, and I needed to print it, and I didn't want to waste all the extra paper since I was going to print it on my good paper for the greeting. And so I printed off a bunch of the digi stamps as well, and now I have them. So you're going to see a lot more of them in the next few months, I suppose. So I started with this little penguin guy because I thought he was cute, and I am in desperate need of birthday cards, y'all. You're going to see a lot of birthday cards right now because I have been trying to be better about making cards and sending them, which, I mean, compared to a lot of people I know, I'm actually pretty good at it. Not to, like, brag, it's not what I'm trying to do, but, like, I am pretty good about making sure that I send out my cards or donate them. I've been working on some donations situations lately. So I do try to do something with them because otherwise I just get kind of annoyed by them just like sitting here all the time. And I tend to sort of fizzle out partway through the year on sending out cards. And I was like, I'm going to try to make like all my birthday cards and stamp them, address them. I've tried to give them to my coworkers too when I can, so, you know, like, put their names on them, write all the notes on the inside, all that kind of stuff. Coworker ones are the hardest, because obviously sometimes people decide to leave, but, for the most part, I try to get them all done, and I counted out this year how many birthday cards I would need, and I need 58, and I think I don't think I remembered to count how many I had done. But I know I don't have 50. I think I still need 30 more. Maybe even more than that. Because I think I only counted my family members and I didn't finish counting all my coworkers. So, and I don't have all my coworkers' birthdays either. They don't all choose to share them. So if they don't share them, then obviously I don't know them. But for the ones that do, and plus my family, I need 58 birthday cards. And I simply do not have that number. And like I said, I think I need at least like a solid 40 to 30 or 40 more. And so you're going to see a lot of birthday cards. That's what I'm trying to say. So this is a birthday card. This is a winter birthday card. Now, I actually have all of my winter birthdays done, so this isn't super helpful, honestly. But it can go in the stash for next year. And then I just have to make a lot more birthday cards throughout the year. I have this goal to do, basically this is a 2027 goal, but we have to do the work in 2026, if that makes sense. I would love to send out New Year's cards. I would love to send out Valentine's Day cards. I would love to send out Easter cards, Easter/spring cards. Same thing with New Year's. New Year's would be winter/New Year. And what did I leave off on? Easter and spring, and then the birthday cards and anniversary cards. Because I like sending cards as much as I like making cards, which is why it's very easy for me to like actually send out what I want to send out, or what I make. But I have this goal to do all of these, and obviously like I have crop and create classes and stuff, which will help. I can turn those into birthday cards. I can turn I've got all the September ones to do. I've got all whatever comes up in March. March usually has a lot of birthday cards in it, so that's usually helpful. So I have other options besides what's going on in the videos, but just be prepared. You're gonna see a lot of birthday cards and anniversary cards. I don't have any anniversary cards right now, and all that kind of stuff. So that's a little preview into what you're gonna see this season, this year. So I wanted to do. I was just feeling. I guess maybe because it was winter time, I was feeling these cooler colors. So you could definitely do any colors you want on this little guy, and he doesn't really have to be. I said he was for a winter birthday. He doesn't really have to be. Penguins can be all year round because there's a lot of different kinds of penguins, and some of them live on beaches and not where it's cold. So, um, it just sort of depends on what kind of penguin you want him to be. Maybe he's a beach penguin. But I was feeling these cooler colors for this project. So I'm using some purples and some blues. And this is, a lot of people say that they think that red is the hardest Copic colors to blend. I disagree. I think it's purple. My purples never want to blend super well for me. It's just, I struggle with it for some reason. It is the color that gives me a hard time, but I like purple. So I'm like, it's my second favorite color after pink. So I like to use purple. And sometimes that's a little bit annoying. So as far as my little penguin here, I'm coloring his body right now. And penguin bodies are not a color, generally. They're white. You could make a colorful penguin. Now I kind of want to make a colorful penguin. But I think we'll stick with the realistic penguins for a little while. But I would like to make a colorful penguin. I got distracted. So I'm just using some grays. My Copic grays are in need of a little help currently. A lot of them are empty, and I don't have refills for a lot of them. So I really gotta fix that problem. Soon-ish. But to do the body, I just use a couple different grays, and then just right around the edges, and then just blend it out with my colorless blender. It just gives it a little bit of color, but still keeps it looking white, especially as you start, like, it'll look really funky at first, but as you start to color in everything else, so everything else sort of gets darker, then the white gets lighter, if that makes sense at all. Probably not, but I promise you it works. So now I'm just coloring in the present part of the box. The box. I'm coloring in the box. We just had Christmas. I should know all these words. And I'm using my purples. And this is where you can see me in a little bit here where I really start to have a little hard time getting things to blend the way I want them to. Maybe you won't be able to tell in the video, honestly. It might be one of those things where, like, I know it's an issue, but nobody else knows it's an issue kind of thing. But now I've just told you all, so now y'all know it's an issue. But yeah, purples are really tricky to blend. If you are learning how to do Copic markers, do not start with purples. A lot of people will also tell you to not start with reds. I don't find reds particularly difficult to blend, but purples can be very, very, very tricky, I think. And now part of this too also is sometimes I work in areas that are too big, and you kind of want to work quickly-ish with markers. Because then once they dry, they get harder to blend, and I think that happened here a little bit. I waited a little bit too long in between, or took a little bit too long and did a little bit of too big of sections, to color, and it just didn't wanna blend out nice. And this is also a little bit tricky because I'm going around all the dots too. It's not just like a solid thing, which is all, or you know what I mean, a solid color. It is a solid thing, but it's not a solid color. So I gotta work around a little bit of a pattern here. I also don't think, if I remember correctly, I end up doing a ton of shading in the dots. I see, like, now I'm looking at this and I'm like, it does not look as bad as I remember. But if I look at the actual, like, picture I took of it, I'm like, it does look as bad as I remember. So, it's fine. It's all cool. It looks better on camera than it does in real life, I think. But I mean, that's fine. It's all good. And I'm just going to color in the dots, little blue. like I said, I was just feeling a purple and blue situation, which is not a very typical color combination for me, but I tend to gravitate more towards the warm colors than the cool colors. So I'm a little surprised. I got for Christmas, my dad got me another paper storage thing from Stamp and Storage, and I was organizing it the other day, and I have so much green paper and gray paper. So I'm just warning y'all, y'all are gonna see a lot of green and gray cards. Because why do I have so much of this? I don't know. But I have a lot. So I wanted to do a little foily panel, and I had, through another little mojo dip, had done a whole bunch of foil panels, and they've just been sitting waiting for me to use them. And I knew I had this like dots and strings one, which is what you can see at the top there. And I thought this was discontinued, but I actually found it on Thermal website. So I'm very glad it's not, because I do really actually like this pattern. I think it's a lot of fun, and I just wanted something kind of fun for the background, and I even had it already foiled in purple. I was gonna do like foil it myself. I was gonna do my own foiling. Well, I mean, I did this. I just did it earlier instead of specifically for this card. So I was gonna do a brand new one, honestly, and do a little foiling in this video because it's a pretty simple card. Just because this little penguin guy is huge, like you can see him on the A2 sized card now. And I was gonna do more layers, ended up deciding I didn't like that. So ignore this whole part of the video. It was really me trying to figure out what I can do, and then deciding that no, there's not. I can't do what I want to do. And I didn't. Then I put him on the purple paper, and I didn't like it, and it was a whole thing. So I end up changing my mind a couple times here, and I wanted to use the Wonky stitched rectangles from MFT, which is unfortunately no longer a thing. But this was a whole process of trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So I ended up deciding to go with a purple card base, which is Plum Punch from Gina Designs, by the way. And then I cut my little foil panel and did the blue around the penguin, because the box is so purple that like using the purple behind the penguin was just like not gonna work. He was just gonna disappear. So, and using the pattern right behind him too was just like a little much. So I ended up doing it with just the solid blue, but I added the little wonky stitched rectangles because that just made it more fun. So we love that. We love when things get to be a little extra fun. And that's it really for this card, you guys. Like it's pretty simple. I gotta talk about the greeting a little bit. Because I'm getting braver with my getting braver. That sounds weird. I'm getting more adventurous. That's a better way to say it. With my greetings, he's a big boy. Okay, this penguin guy, he's big. All of my digi-stamps are big because I'm awful at figuring out the sizes of things. And I originally had this vision that he was gonna like hold the greeting in his little flippers there. But it wasn't gonna work. He was too big, and any of the like banner stamps and stuff that I had were really small, and I was like, they're just gonna get lost in this giant penguin. So got out this massive messages stamp set from Gina Designs, because I actually love this stamp set and I haven't used it in a long time. And I've been doing a lot of die cut greetings lately, maybe that's why. But this doesn't have a die set because it's from the pre-die era. Dies were only starting to become a thing when this stamp set came out. And I can't cut this one on my scan and cut because there's too many loopies and too many spaces, which I know sounds weird, but scan and cut won't cut it if there's too many spaces. It doesn't like that. So I ended up fussy cutting it, which I haven't done in like 10 million years. But I ended up deciding to fussy cut it, and I fussy cut it out, and I stacked them. So I don't know if you've ever seen those people who like cut their stamps in half so that they can stack them. Cut their stamps in half. That was also not entirely true. But they'll like cut them so that they like can like move them around. That's what I'm trying to say. And put them in different patterns. Like they can stack them or make a bigger space or do them separate, do the words separately or whatever. That scares me. I'm never gonna do that. I'm not that person, okay? So I'd rather just do it this way than I'm gonna do it. Just basically, I just fussy cut around each word, and then I stacked them. It's not great because my fussy cutting skills are not fabulous. They're not the best. And just a heads up, I think my phone's gonna ring in a second. Because my alarm's gonna go off so I can go to work. But I don't want to stop filming, so if it goes off, just ignore it, okay? So yeah, so I'm gonna cut these out and then I'm gonna stack them. And I like it. I don't love it. But I think it has a lot more to do with the fact that like I fussy cut it out, and so the edges look really funky to me. I've been doing this a lot more with because I love a die cut greeting, okay? Like, I love being able to stamp and die cut a greeting. It's like my favorite thing that's ever happened to the card making industry is dies for sentiments. And but I have a lot of old greetings that I really, really like that don't have dies for them. And someone finally was like, well, just fussy cut the greeting. And I was like, correct. That is the correct answer to this problem, and I just really don't like fussy cutting, so I never thought about it. But I've been getting better about it, so yeah. So we're fussy cutting our greetings this year, guys. And then you can do fun things like this, like stack them. So I decided to pop up this little dude. I thought about this when I made this video, and I didn't do it, and then I kind of regret it, slightly. Regret might be a strong word, but I sort of wish that I had done it. I really wanted to put him on an action wobble, and I didn't, because I don't really know where they are right now. I know I have some, I just don't know where they are. And I didn't really want to look for them. So I just foam taped him up, which gives it the same kind of concept, but I think he would have been so much more cooler if he was on an action wobble. So I should have done an action wobble. I really thought I wasn't gonna care, but I do apparently. And now I'm gonna glue this greeting down. There goes my phone. I have to go to work soon. But I have time to finish this. So I'm just sticking the greeting I stick down just regular tape runner. I know you couldn't see that because it's a little off screen, but yeah, so that's this card. It's a pretty easy card. Nothing too crazy, but I still think he's really cute and really fun. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. I will see you again soon, and have a crafty day.